Amazon, and we'll put that link up there as soon as we can. And then I'm working on all kinds of things. But I have to tell you this now, as we start to disintegrate into this next chapter of this experiment, then these are some things you might want to have with you. Okay, because first of all, if we make it a game, then it's no longer work, and we can take the stress out of the situation that we're in, because we can always find a way through puzzles or some kind of autistic gift to make a game out of anything. And if you can't, just stay with us and we'll get you in the game. Now, the first page, let's go to the first page of the book. Okay, pay it forward, buy it back. No, I'm supposed to be scrolling. Oh no, it's up to me. That's the problem. Okay, here we go. Hello, let's play WholEarth game. Okay, so these are the 5 things that came to me. These are the 5 things that connect every living thing. Don't you get it? We all need a place to sleep tonight, right? Clean water. Anybody argue with me on that one? Something to eat. You got to have something to eat. Now, should it be a lot of sugary foods, a lot of unhealthy stuff, or should it be more healthy? Well, we have choices. This gives us the energy. Now, the energy we need to do something. Now, when I picked this logo of the hammer and the nail, I didn't know at the time how important that was going to be. But the point is, this is where we are in the game right now. Are you going to be the hammer, or are you going to be the nail? And I'm going to talk for a few minutes here about how important it is to be maybe sometimes both, right? So now, are we live also on
Yep,
stream?
we are live. Yes, we are.
But we're not being able to connect. My folks in the YouTube realm cannot see the graphic, though, right?
Right. The people that you're going direct to cannot see the graphic.
So this is I'm sorry about this. You need to get a book, and it's called Play WholEarth Game, or I will send you a PDF copy. If you like what you're hearing and you want to get a copy of the book or this chapter, I'll send you a copy. If you leave a comment and give me a like and give me a thumbs up and give me some views here, because I'm trying to bring some numbers to the algorithm. Now, can you also go on TikTok directly? Do I have a way to go directly on TikTok?
Yeah, I'm going to go live on my TikTok, and they will be able to see the graphics on mine.
Okay,
I'm going to point it at the thing.
Okay, so we're starting at the top. Let's just go ahead and start with the whole concept of how to play. But I mean, again, I'm going to talk a little bit while you're getting that done. Okay, Renee?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can't add some more folks here, because we want to get into this right away, because I'm just a regular guy, and my name is Alanson Charles, and I came from a mysterious background, and I heard the word, and the word said, build it and they will come. And believe it or not, then I saw the movie. And so, whatever, all these road signs, and I'm just going ahead. It's more fun to take a big idea, almost impossible idea, and go for it than it is to just sit around on the couch and complain. And that's the difference. So again, it's just a game, because if I can do it, you can do it too. So we're calling it Play WholEarth Game, and we're talking about housing, water, food, energy, and occupation. Now we're going to get into the bones of it. Okay, so now, first of all, it's a game of trust and sharing, because I trust that these are the best things that I can find. I believe strongly. I like to go and think things over and rethink them and think them again and really go for it. And in this case, I really think that I nailed it. Housing, water, food, 5 things. And isn't it funny that 5 things are the things that set up on your hand, so you can keep track of what those are? Housing, water, food, energy, and then love. The occupation part of it, hammer, nail, do something, do nothing, those are all momentary choices that we can make. If we have the first four things, then we can make the best possible decision every single time we're left with that choice of what to do. Mm-hmm. And if we follow going to the right or to the sun or to the left or to the light, to the right, to the truth of it, then we will have a better outcome. If we just stay on that track, we will have a better outcome and we'll have a better end to whatever it is that we were put here to do. Anyway, so don't forget to play. Now, as we move forward, I just like to remember these are the reasons that I went to school. These are the reasons that I'm living. These are the reasons my why, my reasons for doing everything I do is based on this kind of set of words. For all those to come, I'm very concerned about the people who are going to be coming next. And I would like to see that they get the same kind of gifts that I was able to receive. And it's astonishing that we're up to this point. Pay it forward, buy it back. Remember that one? Together we can seed. Together we will seed what happens next. After the dust has settled, after all of this has gone away, after we have come around, maybe back to our senses, we will have to seed what happens next. For every living thing, remember, it's just 5 things. It doesn't include money, doesn't include stuff, it doesn't include guns, doesn't include any other thing. It's just 5 things: a place to sleep, clean water, food, so you can have energy so you can give it to your family. That's the main thing. You want to give to the people around you. You want to give that love to those people around you. That's the goal. When you are able to achieve that, then you're really in the game and you're really playing the game full bore. If you can give back, forgetting to give back is the pity. And so we need to remember. Now, quickly through the table of contents here. What I did, so everyone plays at practice. That's the thing. So as a coach, I used to coach soccer. Of course, you don't know that. You never met me, you don't know me a thing, but I used to coach youth soccer. I love youth soccer. I think it's a great game, and I think it's a way to teach kids how to just express themselves physically with a ball. It's just an amazing thing. But the key to that game, if you're going to win some games, you need to trust your team. You need to have the skills to slow time down so that you can really make a good decision. So you can keep the ball away from the other team. We don't want to play giveaway. We want to play keep away. Keep away in terms of this ball and keep away in terms of how we're going to find a way to the goal against another opponent who wants to take that ball and keep it away from us. You see, there's that yin and yang in there. But in the common big picture, the team is all of us, and there's plenty for everybody. And coming to practice, of course, from the minute you're there to the minute you leave, everybody running around, using a soccer ball, kicking it and playing and running and playing and kicking and playing and kicking and playing and kicking. Everyone plays at practice, so you don't want to miss practice. The games, what we have to do sometimes is select the best of our team to go out and represent us to get the best results early in the game, and then we can slide in the other folks who need time on the field. The weakest players always need more time in the game to develop. Can't develop any other. The best players, they can spend some time on the bench. But that's not how our society works, is it? Most of the time. Most of the time, we just reward those who are winning, and then we crush everybody underneath us. And that is just it's just so wrong. I don't even believe that. It feels wrong. It is wrong. It is unbelievable. It is wrong. I don't like it. So we don't do it. Not in our game. We don't have to. There's plenty for everybody here. Why do we have to step on anybody's head to get to where we want to go? Okay. Once we make it to Earth, we should be able to share in the abundance that is put here by our Creator and whatever you believe, that universal architect. So it's a game of trust and sharing. And honestly, I have to go back and say this is the other thing that really gets me. So many times out here in the field of environmental design and the environmental movement, we hear people coming as I don't know, stars, if you will, or people who are coming up prominence, but they tend to forget where they got all this information from. I just maybe that puts me in the category of just continuing being a student. I'm never going to be a professor because I'm not going to step up and say that this is my idea. I'm going to come up and say that this was given to me. Some crazy thing knocked me out of bed and said, this is the big ideal you'll work with. And it's just almost impossible and almost never ending. But it was based on, some work I had done before, looking at materials, working in a global way. I just put myself in a place where I could see global trade happening and see what was happening. And the earth just shrank for me. And then I came across, finally, I came across the name Buckminster Fuller. So Buckminster Fuller was having the same epiphanies and all of these great ideas before I was born. And when I was just, a little kid growing up. And he had really organized the thought about how to understand our planet as a finite resource, as a spaceship, and really is just a speck of dust hurtling around the sun, speeding through the galaxy, breakneck speed. How are we even here is the big amazement. How grateful we should be to just be here now. Just being here now is a gift. And we come to a planet that provided everything for us before. And then that was taken away, and we were enslaved by some kind of weird philosophies and psychologies and all kinds of reasons. And there's a whole, 13,000-year cycle that we're coming to the end of that is just fascinating to watch. I mean, to understand history and to really understand how we got to where we are right now and how we're just repeating it over and over again. And one of my other YouTube offerings is to remind people of the Hitler Book of Terror, the brown book of Hitler Terror. It's in public domain on LibriVox, and if you want to see where we're going, you've got to read that or listen to it, because it's pretty much a straight shot as to what we're doing. Now, the antithesis of all that. So now that we know the problem, we know that we're being controlled by these folks that don't have any real vision at all. They have short-term gain. Profit is always about a short-term gain. Monetary profit there's no value, as we can see. Another $1 billion. So he's a trillionaire. That's just it's disgusting. How would anybody want to be a trillionaire when there's so many people, when people are still suffering? Now, it's possible that our friend Elon Musk could just, find a way back to the light. He could have that moment. This is the magic moment. This would be, and it's not unthinkable. I mean, these are all these Moses moments and all of these we've told these stories of people who were this and then they turned over, but that's the truth of it. You see, Jesus or Jesus is just a regular guy until he gets this voice within, and then he just goes on away, right? And you see now the stories that we make up about him. Gods are all like this too. I mean, Osiris and Horus. It's just look behind me. I mean, the biggest storyteller, my good friend Mark Twain. We've spent so much time together. I mean, I really know that he's just laughing it off too, because this is what it's about. We just come here and we have the best possible time, but we have to observe these things. What he was saying about the Philippines is definitely things to remember, because we did some atrocities there that we don't even talk about. It's completely been forgotten. Anyway, moving on. So what I did is I assembled when I was at school. I got introduced to Buckminster Fuller. I was already thinking about how to make more housing. I was using steel, just a regular thing. I was coming from the end of, well, we were all recovering from the earthquakes and the riots that were happening in Los Angeles. And, the thought came to me that we could just build more houses and get people indoors. And if we can do that, then we can stop all the need to riot. Okay. Because remember, housing, clean water, food, place to sleep. That's what we all need. Everything on this planet is involved with this. Your cat and dog need a place to sleep tonight. The birds up in the trees need a place to sleep tonight. All the animals that have been dishoused by the fires, imagine those. We don't even think about that, do we? Because it's just not right there for us. But imagine the wildlife. There was only a few cougars and mountain lions going up there anyway. You think hopefully they got out. Probably some didn't. So we put together a board, so I just kept discovering these people. Now, come to find out that this is the way we kind of do massive problem solving, and that is to surround ourselves intellectually with a board of directors that we espouse to. And then we make a decision from there using their logic and their ideas. So we're not going out like the people who are running the show into the abyss because they really don't have a plan. Okay. Their plan is to make money. Very short, very narrow, very easy thing to do when you hurt other people. Making money usually comes at the end of somebody getting hurt. There's a guy working that shift that just is not supposed to be breathing that stuff. He's getting hurt, There's a guy working too many hours who lost it on the way home, stuff like this. It's just, these are the little things that just add up into a big pile of ridiculousness. And the other thing we needed to do is just stay home. Work on our own little house, just make sure that so that's the point. If I can show you what's going on, then we can reduce our requirement for what makes us happy and homeful. Now, 2 new words I'm going to be giving you guys: homeful and hungerless. To be homeful and hungerless is really to simplify it down to the very, very basics. One of my teachers, Amory Lovins, used to bring it down to hot showers and cold beers. That's what people really want at the end of the day. Just a hot shower and a cold beer and a place to put their feet up and watch some TV and just fall asleep in the chair. Do you see what I mean? It's not a lot. We're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for a lot, but it's the world. That can be your world. If you get those things, those 5 things, and you can put your feet up and relax, I think you nailed it. I think you did a perfect job. So what I did is I found the work of first Buckminster Fuller. I can't say enough about Buckminster Fuller. We've got to spend some time here because what he did in his book called Operating Manual for Spaceship Earth, I suggest you go back and listen to that through LibriVox or have an audiobook, reader to it, because there's a cadence, there's a certain understanding about the listening of a book that you can't get from reading a book. It's a way to kind of, get a point of view, different point of view, and then learning to listen is so important. And those vibrations. So Buckminster Fuller was explaining that we are like on a ship of any of the ship of the lines, because here's what would happen is that the captain and the first mate maybe would be the only people to know actually where they were going and how to sail. Everyone else on that boat had no idea. They were taking them in from the bars. They were going on press gangs, would go through the cities, and anyone who was standing around or in the wrong place at the wrong time found themselves in the belly of a ship the next morning, ready to sail off into the abyss. And so this is how they used to stock their ships. No lie about it. There's a movie on YouTube. I just saw it, and it was just a matter of that's how they did business. Went around and ganged up a bunch of people who had no idea what they were doing, threw them on a boat, and said, we own you now." They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know anything. They just learned how to do a rope, how to work a cannon. Oh, you're going to be on the cannon crew. What? Yep, you. What? I don't know how to. Yes, you do. Go. And you just drill and drill and drill and drill and teach people just to do manual stuff like without thinking about it. And that's probably, that's a lot of it. So these pirates have taken over. These are the same pirates that are running the show now. I mean, they're like literally in the helm steering our spaceship Earth to God knows where. But you see, we got some science on our side. Our little planet is around this sun and this part of the galaxy, and it's spinning around, and it has no idea necessarily what's going on on its little, shell, little planet. And there's no idea some orange, wild crazed guy is going to take us over and do whatever with it, because it's a funny story. So Bucky saw all this. Now here's the thing. Here's the Bucky Fullerene. Look at this. So this is a Buckminster Fullerene, also known as a soccer ball. It was signed by one of my little teams. I had a couple of teams in AYSO, and we had fun. Mostly it was about having fun. It was about learning how to trust and share with the team. I couldn't care less what was happening on the score. And I hope the kids got something out of it. I hope you do too. I don't care what goes on the score. What we want to talk about is let's get out of this mess. Like, if we could always think about this with public radio, you have a lot of this thing where we identify the problem. We really going to go drill down the problem. Oh, there's more problems coming around the way. There's problem. But the solution is this. We need to get some more sleep, more water, more food, to have more energy, to have something that we can give back. And we really need to play more soccer. So thank you so much for coming by this time. And I hope to, as we get going more in this course, I'm going to be exploring my board of directors. I promise you. Aside from Bucky Fuller, we're going to be talking about Christopher Alexander. We're going to be talking about Nader Khalili. Oh my goodness. We're going to be talking about John Todd and how to make water. And we're talking about Victor Schauberger. He's going to be amazing. We're going to be talking about Massimo Fukuoka and how his contribution to food and the work less farming and work with less water, less work, more food, seed balls. I mean, it's like we are there. Now, Jeff Lawton comes right after him. We create food forests to reforest all of our deserted areas. Food foresting is the way we can take water and bring it in. We can change the whole climate with food foresting if we knew what we were doing, and in a concerted effort, we could change the climate of this whole planet in a few growing seasons if we all were focused together as a unit. Who's next? We've got Paul Stamets. Of course, Paul Stamets is our mycelium guide. You know that the fungus kingdom is the largest kingdom, fifth largest. Well, there's 5 kingdoms, but fungus is one of them, and rarely talked about. What's so absolutely essential. What I am is a fungus. What you are is a fungus. We are fungus connected with some protein, with some God knows what. I mean, it's a ridiculous machine that we have here. Do you see? Do you see how it's been designed just for us and to carry this little brain so they can have an experience so that we can relate this experience to some master plan, I guess. Who knows? We're going to talk with Jeff Lawton. We're going to talk about, let's go back. I mean, let's just stop fooling around. Do we have to fool around anymore? Who is in charge of electricity on planet Earth? I would say Nikola Tesla. And so we're going to go spend a lot of time talking about Nikola Tesla and what he's done for us and how, I mean, well, he's got his finger on everything. Everything that you do electricity wise has Nikola Tesla's creative mastery around it. So we're going to give credit where credit is due. We're going to take a look at some of his inventions that haven't been really talked about yet and how we're going to apply that to water and how we apply that to food production, how we apply this to healing and how we use it for resonance and frequencies and different things. I mean, Tesla is one of our key players. So if you are a big Tesla fan, I would hope to see you coming in and commenting, giving me an up thumb for Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Now, let's get into this too. If you're coming to me from China, I want to know about what you're thinking about how to move forward in the Chinese economy, because what we need to talk about with you folks is the craft-based economy that is necessary to move forward. Oh, I love, there's on this one, I have my Mark Twain back there. So craft-based economy is the thing that we're going to have once we have everything. So if you're a Chinese person and you're staying home and you're stepping out of the whole thing, I would like to know how you're using your time. If it's creatively, that's just as important. That's right, just as important. Feed your soul and the rest will follow. Who else are we going to talk about? Well, of course, you can't have the new movement. The newest, and these people have been in the shadows for the entire 3 decades. They've got some books out there. Al Gore was in that, but he's like the little TD. These people were deep diving into the green economy and the benefits of the green economy. Natural Capitalism is a book that I recommend highly. And it discusses how, I mean, we could have dominated. We can still, and we will. So China will come back and do this because the Chinese people are really organized and well-educated folks. And with a one-child thing to dote on, it's a phenomenal type of situation which is going on there. And they will be probably our leadership out of this whole mire once we get past it. And we understand the value of organization, the whole planet. Now, some of us who are in this other mindset may have to go into that, I don't know what they call it, in some of these dystopian things. It's some kind of education center, some kind of place that you have to go and commit to their way of thinking. They make all kinds of names for this kind of thing rather than just, giving people what they need. A place to sleep, clean water, good food, a nice place, okay? Quality, affordable housing. The next time we meet, we're going to be talking about all the different types of housing potentials. And I'm being able to, I got the honor now of being able to present a few of these quick triage things. We're going to be going down to the burn areas in Malibu, and we're going to be showing up and playing and having some fun with this. And soon, and that's going to be coming up live. So definitely want to keep your ear on that. We're doing some field trips. We're also, that's the thing. This situation comes right to home. I know 2 or 3 people who are right now moving from car into something to live in. Somewhere in between, crazy, like right there on the edge. So hopefully we can help a few people move forward, and together we can seed what happens next. All right. See you next time.